Good afternoon, friends. We get there in the end. Good afternoon, and welcome to this fine Sunday afternoon. It's the Little Port service for Sunday, and we are live on the internet on Facebook and YouTube, and we got there in the end. Sorry for the delay and the lateness, but it's Littleport. You should be used to that by now. But hello and welcome, everyone, to everyone joining right across the world, either now or in the future. You are very, very welcome. I have shared the link out a few extra times because I know we had a few technical issues to start with, but I know that there are many people going to be joining us in the next few minutes. So tell them I said hello. It is, of course, time to be back in Chateau del Nick, the Boudoir del Brown, to give us our Sunday service, our monthly online. We have got lots of lovely people waiting in the background. But of course, the one person that needs to be waiting in the wings, ready to say hello, is a dear friend, and he's been to Littleport before, and you've already seen him today once if you were here for the intro sequence. So let's give a big welcome to our medium for today. It's the lovely David Hale. Hello, are you there? Oh, hello, I didn't hear you then. Oh no, the wonders of modern technology. I can't hear you, David. You're not muted. Oh,
Can
there
you
was
hear me now?
something then. Yes, we're back.
It's my AirPod. I've taken my AirPods out. There you go.
Oh,
That's it.
bless you. It's
Oh God.
dear, oh dear. Technology's been fun today, but hey, I can hear you. It's working. We're fine. We're there.
Marvel.
David, how have you been?
I've been alright. Busy, but good. Thank you. How are you?
Yes. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And on behalf of us all, can I say we are also glad that you had such a wonderful birthday.
Thank you. I did. Apart from the day after.
Isn't it always the way, though? Isn't
Yeah.
it always the way? But it's good to have you back, albeit online. It's been a long time. It feels, but it's only been a year since you were in Littleport. That whole shebang of us. So it's becoming an
Where's
annual
time
thing.
go?
I know it really, really does. It really, really
Mad.
does. But for those of the regular Littleport lot, David, although has abandoned us to, more wonderful environments, you used to be something of a local lad, didn't you?
I did. I lived in Cambridge for 8 years, and I'd been to Ely Way quite a few times. Got the cathedral and things, bits and pieces there. Performed in Ely as well when I was a drag queen. The whole other story. But yeah, I was a Cambridge boy for 8 years.
Absolutely. In actual fact, that was actually how we first met, rather than through mediumship, which is another whole other story. But it's funny how the universe brings us all back together, and this overlap of meeting for different reasons and then finding. So it's brilliant to have you on, David. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I know we're all going to have a wonderful day and in safe hands. So let's meet everyone else who is here today. Of course, on the chat, we have got Samantha. Hello to Samantha. Hello to Linda. Noel is there. And hello, Christine. We will be sending you healing throughout the service. I know you're in hospital at the moment. And so we will, of course, be sending you healing, my love. And if you're online and not conversationalizing, feel free to do so. The chat's there open. It will be off while David's giving his messages to those that have gathered. And if you'd like to get a message in our monthly service, all you've got to do is reach out and comment and let us know that you'd like to be put in the raffle. And then 4 people will be picked out of the hat at random to be brought on to have our medium give them a message during the service. But of course, this is a service, and we've got some people gathered ready. So she's here to give us a reading this week and keep an eye on me and make sure I look after our mediums, because she's our online booking secretary. Hello, Kaza.
Good afternoon, David. Good afternoon, Nick.
Hello.
Good afternoon. And in going in the order of the list in which people entered, we have Stacey joining us. Hello, Stacey. And we have got Tara. Hello, Tara. It's going to be a full screen today. Hello, Tara. We have got Kirsty. Hello, Kirsty. David's camera's gone. I'm sure he'll be back in a moment. Have there ever been days where you wish that you'd made more use of that extra hour in bed? And of course, we have got Tracy. Hello, Tracy. Hello. And coming in on the chat there, hello, Cassie. Good to see you. My niece. Hello. So, friends, to begin this service, we will begin in the way we always do, by opening this service in prayer. So let's join together for but one moment as we say our opening prayer, which is this. Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as friends, to witness your proof and your truth that life is indeed eternal. As we place this service in your care and keeping, we make the statement as ever, that everything we do is in love, truth, and in light. Amen. So, hello. I love how the community just chats away and says hello to everybody without being prompted to do so. It's such fun. A couple of notices. If you are interested in following what we do throughout the week through the wonders of modern technology, you can come back to this very moment in the service and click this QR code right there that's going to cover me up in a second. There we go. It's the Little Port Christian Spiritualists Facebook page, and you just got to scan your phone over the QR code and hope for the best. And it will take you to a link where you can find our Facebook page. If you want to hear some more spiritual conversing, which I know David was having an online chat with people about all matters spiritual the other night, you can have a look at what we've got to say at the blog, which is on that QR code there. And as I've already said, we have a service online every month, but we also stream our Thursday service for those. Someone scanned the QR code. I didn't know that you could do that. Thank you, whoever scanned the QR code. And of course, we also provide every evening at 9:25 the Silent Minute Healing. It is our opportunity to come together and send out our healing thoughts to all those that are sick and suffering and in need of comfort, but also send out our thoughts for peace, upliftment, and joy to all of the world. And it's every evening on our Facebook page and on my Facebook page as well. And that is really the notices, other than to say, do enjoy, share, like, subscribe, and let everybody know that we're here for a nice, uplifting day. I just want to check, though, because the screen is still black. David, are you still there, darling? Oh, let me put you on a bigger screen. David, are you there? Oh, this is going to be interesting. Kazza, darling. Oh, no, hang on. David's back. He's got a lovely lampshade. You know, it's a good job we don't take ourselves too seriously. Oh, hello. That's a nice view of you, dear. We can see you, but again, we can't hear you. Still no sound. Let me adjust your volume in case it's me. No, you're on maximum now. Still not yet. Oh. For fun and games as always. Yes, Mother, you're absolutely right. This is going to sound really, really weird and quite counterproductive, but as it's on a browser, what I've found is if this ever happens to me, just refresh your page. You'll disappear, but I'll let you back in. And we'll see how that goes. Whilst all this is going on and I'm playing in the background quietly, I will mute myself. If I could ask Kaza to give us this week's reading. Thank you, Kaza. Let me just shift you up to the main viewer. There you go. Thanks, dear.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick. I actually wrote this last week, just the end of last week, from a friend who went through this. It's called My Best Friend. When we lose a loved one to the spirit world, it hurts. The emotional pain is unbearable. Memories cascade through our minds. The fun times, memorable times, special holidays we had, long walks we went on. The love you gave me was unbreakable, a very special bond that would never be broken. I could tell you anything. You listened with no judgment. I told you my biggest secrets, and I know they'd go no further. The love you gave me, the loyalty, the companionship was second to none. Now, did you actually think I was talking about a human being? Everything fitted. But if you listen to this again and go back and listen to it, everything I said can also relate to our pets, our 2 or 4-legged loved ones. Sometimes it's easier talking to animals. You get a loving, listening ear in return. It's just exactly what you need. Animals are so compassionate. They never let us down. But when we lose a pet to the spirit world, it is just like losing a human being. You know you have that just one best friend. My heart aches. My heart is broken in two. My heart is heavy. I'm just so lost without you. I'll never replace you. You are irreplaceable. Good night, my best friend. I'll see you again one day. Just wait for me. I know you will. You're not there to greet me at the door. I would give anything to have you sit there once more. You are part of the family, loyal and true. My heart is forever broken and in agony. It was an honour to love you. You have gone, but you will never be forgotten. Your treats, bed and scent is a reminder of that. Your love, your loyalty was second to none. Now there's an empty space where you once sat. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Kaza. Thank you. And yes, we sometimes forget that compassion and love is not an exclusive trait of the human race. And I think there is much we can learn from the animal kingdom. And I know that the animal kingdom is something very hotly debated and discussed in this way of life every single day of the week. I tell you this much, my friends. Number one, spirit always finds a way of getting the message across, including making sure that David's microphone is working because I heard him cough. So spirit helps. And our friends and loved ones are always there to help, and that does include the animal kingdom. I truly believe. I have seen and felt spirit of animals myself, and I'm sure everybody here watching has. And so I completely agree with Tara. That was a beautiful reading, Kaza, and thank you very much. And speaking of love and compassion and healing, it is time to send some of that out by sending our thoughts out to all those who are sick and suffering and in need of comfort. We will just take a moment to send out our thoughts of healing. Please remember the ultimate rule. You can include yourself, and you also should include the animal kingdom too. And anyone you know or even do not know that is in need of healing can be included in this section. So we will begin with a healing prayer, which is written on the inside cover of a lot of healing books throughout the land on various different versions, but the words don't matter, the meaning does. And we will begin by starting the prayer off, taking a moment to send out our thoughts, and end with the word Amen. So, friends, let's all join together and say, Great Spirit, divine universal source of life and all creation, here we bring unto you all that are sick and suffering and in need of comfort, be they sick in mind, body, or spirit. We ask that the collective gathering of our intentions and your light might heal them, both those we know, those we do not know, and those who have no one to ask for them, we ask for them now. We also ask at this time that all in need of illumination, compassion, and humility, no matter the reason or heart, find these. We commit to be messengers, healers, siblings, and friends to our family of the earth, and in so doing, aid this affirmation into being. Amen.
Amen.
Well, friends, now is the time when I'm going to get out of the way. And we know that we've got David on screen, we know that we can hear him, and we've heard and seen everybody else on screen too. And so I'm now going to hand over the rest of our time together to the wonderful David for his demonstration of mediumship. So let me swap with you a moment, and just like that, there you are. So, David, welcome and thank you. And before everything else breaks, technology-wise, either my end or your end, it's over to you.
Right, shall we test it? Can you hear me?
We can.
Fab. Okay. Just thought I'd check, otherwise I'm here talking to myself.
No, you're fine.
Right, fab. Okay. Right, people. Now I've had to go to my device, so I can't see big images of you, all right? Just to bear that in mind. So when I work with spirit, I just allow them to blend with me and I just pay attention to what they're giving me. So if any of you ladies can understand what I am saying, I may be drawn to a certain person, may not be, it just depends how they want to work with me. And you understand what I'm saying, please do put your hand up. But I just tend to go with spirit, blend with them. They give me what they want to give me, and I'll put out what I have. And if you understand it, please do wave madly at me or however it works on this thing here. Right, so I'm going to start, and I want to start with a lady who was not backwards in coming forwards. Right, she tells me that she would describe herself like Marmite. You either liked her or you didn't. And it's not to say that she is a mean, horrible woman, because she's not. It's just she didn't really care what people thought about her. She was who she was, and there's no apologies made for it, right? And I quite like that, because you know where you stand with this lady. But there's still the feeling is she would do anything for anybody, but you mess her about and she'll tell you you've messed her about, basically, right? She's not the kind of lady that would beat around the bush. She would just get straight to the point. And knows who she is, knows what she wants. Now, with that also, she kind of, I don't know how far back she goes. It's the feeling of potentially either being an older mother or a grandmother, because that's the feeling that I have. And there's a slight old schoolness with her. And I guess that relates to that thing of respect and values and that kind of thing. And I also feel, I don't know what compared to me, I don't think I've got an accent, but to you guys, I probably have. But to her, for her, I feel that there might be a slight accent here, and I don't know what it is. It's just the feeling of she's not from where I'm from. I don't know if it's a Scottish accent or an Irish accent. I could be wrong with that because I'm not hearing it. It's just a feeling of having an accent on her. But she worked very hard, this woman, and where are you placing me? I do feel where I'm seeing her, she is in the kitchen. So I feel that would have been her maybe pride of place. And I don't know what she's showing, but I look like I've got dough balls. I don't know if they're like, what am I saying? Like dumplings, or I don't know. I don't want to say potato cakes. Don't know why I want to say that. I'm being feeling of being shown that as well. But I do feel she is the lady in the family that kept it together. I am gravitating towards her. She was in charge. She's the boss. I kind of want to say I'm hearing that I am the boss. So she's very much that woman that's at the center. Because if I look at sometimes the way they put it in my head is like, if I look at the, not hierarchy, that's the wrong word, I can't find the word I'm looking for, but if I'm looking at a pyramid, she's at the top of the pyramid and everyone else is underneath her, and that's just how I see her, being that person at the top. We filter through her, we gravitate towards her, and it's almost like she's sometimes the center of that family. And you know, I wouldn't want to mess with her either, to be honest, because I feel if you stepped out of line, if you clip around the ear rolls, as my mum would say to me when I'm being a bit cheeky. But that's kind of what I want to say there as well. Okay, I'll hold that for a minute. Right. Which one of you can understand this? Because Stacey, you understand? Is this grandmother for you, Stacey?
Yeah.
Yeah, can I work with you? Is that all right? Fabulous. Now, Stacey, would you understand these like dough balls or things that she's showing me?
Yeah.
You do? That's fine. It's just that seems to be a significant thing. So I'm not sure exactly what it is, but as long as you understand what I'm being shown, they just like dough balls. They could be whatever, however you relate to that. Okay. Oh, she is very. I'm going to come back to this thing of respect. And when she's saying it, she's waving her finger at me, right? So I know she's very much, when she says something, she means it, right? And I feel the reason she's bringing that in is not because you need to learn respect. It feels more that you have felt disrespect from other people. And she doesn't like that, of course, right? Because your grandmother. But she's waving a finger, and it's almost like saying, you deserve that respect. You deserve that respect and expect nothing less, right? And she's this feeling of, if she was down here physically, right, she'd be sorting people out. Because she'd be keeping, because I want to do this. We'll sort that out. And very much keeping people in line, right, and on their toes, right? So there's a feeling of her understanding what's been happening and what's been going on, and trying to give you that empowerment to say, no, do you know what? I deserve respect. And if you're not respecting me, you don't need to be in my space, right? And no, Grandma, she's very wise, this one. She has that thing of, I know how to sort that out. And if you hadn't, it's like if you had an issue, you could go to her and she would know how to sort that out. Because she's very, oh, did she? Okay. And she knew what was going on, because she's going like this to me. And she, yeah, I know what was happening. But she's very, don't you understand if I said she seems quite an intuitive woman?
She was.
And it's that feeling of, yeah, she'd know things. And you think, how should she know that? Because it's not like you told her, or I think people might try to keep things under wraps, and she'd know. And you think, oh, She couldn't get away with much with this lovely lady here, right? I like her because she's just straight down the line. There's no messing about with her, right, at all. Okay, I keep showing me that, so I'll say it. Would you understand, Stacey, why she keep showing me jam jars?
Yeah.
Oh, you would. I'm glad you do, because she kept showing it to me along with I'm saying dumplings, these dough things, but she's brought it back in again, so I didn't say it. So she's making me need to say these jam jars that she's showing me. Okay, where are you taking my mind? Okay, I feel that she also wants to draw my mind to the month of May as being important.
That's my birthday.
Your birthday, okay, so that's why it's important. That's not it. What is this? Okay. Just give me the number 5 as well. Now I know May is the 5th month, but it's not that, because I got May as I got May. But she give me the number 5. Now usually it would, if I get numbers coming in, it would represent the 5th of a month. But I don't know if it's that in this case, because you're saying there are 5. So I don't know if there are 5 children or 5 grandchildren, but there's 5. Does that make sense? So it's 5 children rather than a 5th of a month, right? Thank you. Yeah, it didn't feel right to be a date. So there were 5. Okay, right. Thank you. Okay. Oh, bless her. She was very much a family, this one. And she's saying to me, I don't want to leave anybody out. And I guess rather than her giving me names of separate people, she just wants to mention the 5 because they're important and not to leave them out of the conversation. Because you're saying you are all special and that you mustn't feel like you're any less special than anybody else. It's like she wants equality between people and people not to feel left out or feel less than they are. Is how I feel she's putting that in my mind. Who's that? Would you know if I gave you the name of George, who George would be?
Yeah.
You do. She's not pointing out who it is, but I've heard George very clearly in my head that I have to reference, right? Who has? And would you understand the person that's got a bad ankle?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Because I want to put healing around that for the person who's got the bad ankle, right? So it just shows that, you know, she's seeing what's going on and what's... Because she's like, you can't keep a lot from me, she says. Whether I'm down there or up there, I've got my bird's eye view, right? Oh. I don't whose. All she just said to me is, I have to mention the cousin, and I don't know why. So I don't know if there's a cousin, because I'm not seeing anybody else with me, but I have to just saying mention the cousin. I'm not sure if it's your cousin she's talking about, or one of her, but I've got to mention the cousin, and I feel there's something going on there, or if they're past, I don't know, but it's just she's putting in my mind the cousin. Does that make sense? But she's not my mind's pulling this in, I think. It's a bit of an unusual name. Would you understand the V name, like Vinny, or it could even be like...
Take a video.
You take a Vinny. I've heard Vinny being put in my head as well, right? I don't know why, but I just heard that being put into my mind. Okay, and okay, 8, right. 2 more things I want to give you. I've got November.
Yeah.
It's been an important month. Oh, but it makes sense, Stacey, if I said though that it's always around this time of year that things start to feel a little bit tough.
Yeah.
But I think that's linked to November, but I just feel like from now things start to feel a little bit like, not that we're going downhill, that's the wrong term to use, but whereas at the start of the year we seem to be all right, but as we start to come to this end, things start to feel a little bit less cheerful, shall we say, right? Now I don't want to call her granny. I don't know if she was referred to as gran or granny, but I don't want to call her grandma. I'm going to use the term granny, right, as I'm speaking to her. But she's almost like, enough of that, because she's wanting people to cheer up a bit, and she's waving her finger as she's saying it, right? Now, we know that's easier said than done. But I always say to people, Spirit never give us any advice that we can't take on board and that we can't work through, right? But she just wants a little bit. Okay, I think I want a thing at a time. She can talk as well, can't she? Get me tongue tied. She wants things to feel lighter.
Okay.
Because there's a sense of things feeling quite dense and quite heavy, right? But she wants to do what she can to lift that from you, right? A couple of things. She's given me, I don't know if you like flowers or something, but I've got to give you a bouquet or a bunch of flowers that she's put into my mind. And they're all different colours, these flowers. And I guess this could be symbolic of looking at the brightness
Okay.
and not looking at the dullness, right? As just try and bring some of that cheerfulness back in. Now, also, I'm going to give you, this is going to be a bit tougher. I'm going to give it a day of the week, right? Which is sometimes, when it comes to like historic days, we don't tend to remember those things. I can't remember what I did yesterday, let alone what's going on last month, right? But if I give you a months we tend to remember, like a birthday, a passing anniversary in that month. But she's given me a day of the week, which will normally symbolize either the last time we saw them or the day they passed. But it's something significant about this particular day of the week. And it's not something that's coming or happening. It's something that's already happened, because she keeps putting a Tuesday into my mind, right? So that would be significant to between you and her, a Tuesday, because she keeps saying it to me. You understand?
Okay.
Right. So it's just a little last bit of evidence and validation there that we've got her here. But lastly, as I wrap up here, Stacey, I just feel that she knows that you need to know that she's still here and that she's all right and she's still in charge. But most importantly, I really feel she's trying to give that boost to you. I want to give you a boost of energy as well, right? Because I feel a bit knackered, shall we say. I want to give you that boost to bring back some of that vitality, right? And she wants you to, okay, thank you. She wants you to re-energize yourself. Because I just feel a little bit lacking of energy here and a bit lethargic, right? So she wants to bring a sense of a bit of more well-being for you to take that in. And importantly, coming back to what she said earlier on, is know your worth and don't accept any disrespect. Now, I know you don't feel to me like a confrontational person. You don't feel to me like someone who wants arguments and time to tell people to go away in a polite way or not. But however you do that, make sure that you are putting up your, not barrier, that's the wrong word, but you're setting your expectations with people, that this is what I expect and this is what I will not accept. Because ultimately you have to think about you, your energy, and what you entertain in your life from other people, right? And that's really important. And this lovely lady's on, she's got your back here as well, right? Because ultimately she wants the best for you. And sometimes one of those things where we go through certain situations and we say to ourselves, what would grandma do? Or what would granddad do? And as soon as you think that, you know what your grandma would say to you. so just keeping that in your mind, going, right, that's what she'd tell me to do. But I know you'll do it in a different way because your grandma's a different woman, right? She is very opposite to you in that sense, where she would not be afraid to tell people, do you know what? You're really, I can't use that word, but you're really annoying me. Go away. So just take her love, take her strength, and take that can keep her character and personality in your mind when you're going through those things, because she knows you can do it. But just go easy on yourself as well. All right. So Stacey, thank you for working with me, and I shall leave a love with you there.
Beautiful, beautiful message there. Beautiful. Stacey, you're going in my healing book as soon as I finish this and get off. And I've got to say, beautiful evidence. And one of the things that I love about David is a wonderful mixture of evidence, upliftment, but also spiritual wisdom and knowledge about how it works, all rolled into one. So thank you, Stacey, for coming on. Um, love your grandma. Love your grandma. And I've just got to say,
Love
one of the things that I learned to program myself with is WWDD. And for me, it was what would dad do? For you, it can be WWGD. What would gran do? So, David, that reminded me of that. Thank you. So, let's bring everyone else back on the screen and hand back to David. There we go. Everyone's still here. Good, good.
marvelous, yeah, marvelous. Right. Who have I got now? Which one? Which one have I got? Which one have I got? Okay. I feel like I've got a dad here. That's just what it feels like to me. Let me work with what I've got. Why am I hearing that? Okay. Actually, let me work with Kirsty. Let me just check in with Kirsty just for a second here. Because I feel pulled. Hi, Kirsty. Kirsty, is dad in spirit for you?
No.
Would you understand if I said to you about the lucky charm, about someone being your lucky charm? If not, it's okay. So I could be the wrong person. I was just
No.
not sure. Right. Let me just go back because I want to make sure I put it with the right person. So let me go back through my mind. I do feel like I've got dad. That's just from what I'm seeing. He doesn't seem particularly old, this man, when he passed. I might be in my 50s or 60s, and obviously that's not old. I don't particularly want to go any higher than that, from what I'm perceiving in my head. And even if it's not, I don't want to change it to make it fit. But if it's not a dad and it's a granddad, it'd be a granddad who is more like a father figure. Is how I want to put that, because it seems closer. I mean, obviously you can be close to your grandparents, but it seems to be a closer relationship than just a grandfather, granddaughter. It feels like we spent a lot of time with this man. And I don't know why he's saying to me about a lucky charm. I don't know if he gave you a charm, like to put in a charm bracelet, or whether we considered him to be a lucky charm. I don't know. But I do feel with this man that we did spend a lot of time with him, which sounds strange to say if it's your dad, right? You would think, well, obviously I did. But he keeps trying to hand me something, and it feels like I'm either giving like pocket money and putting it in your hand when you were younger, because I feel like I want to give you something, and it looks to me like it is monetary, like it is a coin. That's just what I feel I'm perceiving in my head. This man, from a character sense, it feels quite a gentle soul to me. It's not coming in being all, look at me, I'm here, and all the bells and whistles, which sometimes they will do to get my attention. But it's not. He seems to be quite a laid back kind of man, but a really nice man as well. I feel with him that he was outside quite a lot. And I don't want to say I want to put him in a garden. He might be, but I just feel like I want to be outside. I went for my walks. I like the fresh air. I don't want to be stuck indoors. So it feels that kind of man to me. But it's just, yeah, it's not being overly like forceful or direct. It doesn't seem like a loud man or like a direct person. It just doesn't seem like that to me. Oh, there would have been some kind of digging going on. So I don't know if that's to do with the garden or something else, but I was talking to him about the digging. So, because I feel like I've got a shovel in my hand and I'm doing all this. But yeah, he just seems to be just quite, I just feel quite, Zen's probably going too far. It's not a word he would have used. But I just feel just quite, yeah, I'm not a pushy or a loud person. Okay, and August, right. Can you understand? Can anyone understand what I'm going with this? Can anyone understand this gentleman? Now, if I've got the relationship wrong, it's fine. But that's just how it felt to me. Dad or grandfather. I said dad originally, but we'll see. I feel quite private with him as well. It's like I kept a lot to myself, and well, the previous spirit lady I had, she'd know what's going on, but it's very opposite to that. I feel like I didn't necessarily speak a lot about my feelings and emotions because I don't want to burden people with that.
I can take it as a father-in-law. I can tell that, and his birthday is August. But he's my father-in-law.
Right, I thought I was there. Right, Kirsty, let's work with that then. Right, I'll get there in the end. And you can understand his character as well, Kirsty.
Yeah, he was.
But
yeah,
just a really lovely man.
yeah, he was.
Yeah. But thanks for saying the August, because that was important. Because you put August in my head. Okay. So bless him. I feel that it's just the kind of man that didn't ever want to be a burden to anybody.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And so I just want to give him a hug. I just want to give him a cuddle, give him a hug. There's a lot of emotion with him, or how it's making me feel anyway, because I don't know if there's a sense of him feeling lonely is quite a strong word.
No, what? You're right. Yeah.
But that's the word that's been put into my mind.
Yeah.
And I feel that's why there's a little bit of sadness that I feel with him, because I just feel like I'm by myself. And when I'm going out for my walks, whatever I'm doing, I'm just, sometimes you look at people and they are by themselves and you do feel a little bit sorry for them. I don't want to say that and be patronizing. I don't mean it that way, but it's just how it makes me feel. I just want to give him a big hug and say, "That's all right, mate. Come on, we'll come and have a chat," that kind of thing. Would you understand a partner passing before him?
No, but it was his best friend.
Okay, it's because I've got someone that's missing, which is why I feel a sense of loneliness and isolation over here. So I feel I haven't got my if I put it as a companion, then if I want to say that's kind of how it feels. Oh, bless your heart. Okay. How do I put that? I don't know if I liked my own company or not. Because how I'm kind of perceiving this is, I don't know if I like being by myself or not, but it's a contradiction to feeling lonely. But it's almost like the kind of man that, even if we were around him all the time, I don't think he would have opened up a lot.
Yeah.
So, it was in his mind quite a lot, this man, bless him. Brain, his head, it's like my head is full of just thoughts, and I guess there's that sense of pride with him that, you know, my feelings, my emotions are my own, and I can't, no one else needs to know what's going on, and I'm all right, and I'll just sort it out, and I'll just get through it. So there's a sense of slight stubbornness there with the fact that that's how I am. Don't force me to talk, kind of thing. It's a bit like now. You can't force me to talk, It's like I'll say what I want when I need to, right? but it's very much that stiff upper lip of sense that I get with him as well. So that's me again. Would you understand like a William or a Bill, like a Bill or William that's connected here somewhere?
I can take a.
You can. Oh, where's she gone? Oh, there you are. Okay.
Can you hear me
take.
still?
I can see you still. Yeah. So you can take a Bill or William. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Hello.
I think there might be a few second delay because of the coming off and on. So just give it a pause. Kirsty, are you able to hear us?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
You can.
Okay.
Fab. Right. So it says you can take a Bill or William, right?
I can't hear David though.
Oh. Hello, hello. Oh.
Oh, can you hear me though? Can you
Yeah, I can
take?
hear you.
We got to the point where you could take a Bill or a William.
Yeah, I can't. It's froze on my screen.
Oh.
Ah, right. Okay. My suggestion, just for a second, if David's all right with this, because I hate being in the way. If you just refresh your screen, like the refresh on the browser thing, you'll then come back and everything will be fine. I will watch out for you. And sorry, dear.
That's what. Can you hear me, Nick? I just want to make sure.
I can hear you absolutely fine. I think because
Okay.
of the disconnect, she just dropped off. But give us a second. Kirsty, can you hear David now?
Yeah, I can
Hello?
now. Yeah.
Marvelous. Right. So we got to the Bill with the William, right? And sometimes spirit will call those certain names out because there's something going on around them. Maybe they need some healing or something there that needs to come in. But would you also understand like an Ed?
I can take an ad as well. Yeah.
Ed. So I've got to call that person out as well, whoever they are. But it seems to be important to call them out. Now your partner, whose dad this will be, right? Because this is your father-in-law. Well, do you understand? I said they are working really bleeding hard,
Yeah.
and I actually feel like they need a bit of a break.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Their back issues there,
Yeah.
because what this lovely man said to me, he said it's back-breaking work. So I don't know if it is actually back-breaking work, whether it's just back issues there, but I know it's where I need to go with that.
Yeah.
And to put some healing around there. Now, I might laugh at it because this is quite random. But this man is showing me like a tube of deep heat. So I don't know if that's been applied to this back or whether it's just a suggestion of something to use, but it's to get that, start getting the healing on that back done. But although I say that, there's a feeling of, I know your partner's not here, so we can't, and I say bring him into the conversation, but there's a sense of this lovely man is saying he knows that sometimes the work that he does takes his mind off the fact that dad's not here anymore.
Yeah.
So he knows it's almost like a slight not a distraction on purpose. It's going to work, right? That's what we do. But he knows that helps. But at the same time, the message for him is not to burn himself into the ground.
Yeah.
And I know it feels like he wants to provide for you, for the family. But at the same time, you can't do that if his back suddenly goes. So I'm not saying it will, but it's just this man's way of acknowledging that and wants to make sure that his boy's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you understand? Okay. February.
Yeah.
It's a month important, so just put that into my mind. And are there children here as well, Kirsty? Have you got kids?
I've got 2. Yeah.
2. I was going to say the 2. Okay, because I've got to point the kids out as well. Oh, sorry. He doesn't like slouching, this man. Because I'm just sat here a little bit like this, and I'm going, put your shoulders back. Okay. So I'm doing as I'm told. So I know he would have been like that as well. Because I do feel with him, I know we said earlier on about the slight stubbornness and quite a proud man, but he does feel like, even the way he stance, the way he is quite a proud man. Shoulders back, chest out, keep your chin up. And I think part of that is a message as well for you, is to keep your chin up, keep your head high, and keep it okay, and keep it going. Oh, okay. Kirsty, would it make sense if I said to you, at the minute, things feel a little bit like you're walking through treacle?
Yeah.
And what he's taken my mind to, from my frame of reference, is the tattoo that I've got on my arm. It's in Spanish, but it translates to, when you're going through hell, keep going. So it's also the analogy of whatever's happening, don't stand there and get burnt. Try and keep it moving as much as you can to move forward and move through it, because he knows that you can. Because, all right. So although my boy is out there working really hard, he's saying, but you actually carry a lot on your shoulders.
Yeah, I do.
And that because you're trying to keep things together. I don't know what sense that is, whether it be financial, no, we'll go into economic crisis or whatever, but it's like you carry a lot on your shoulders trying to keep things together, right? And I feel a little bit like Kirsty, if it's fair to say, that it feels like it feels like you're quite an emotional support to not just the partner, but to people in general.
Yeah.
And that I feel like a lot of people come to you for either advice or to tell you their problems. And you're that person, that friend that says, yeah, come on. And it feels like you take a lot of that on. It also feels like that you are quite, as tough as you are, right? There is that sensitive side to you.
Yeah, there is.
Where this is not saying that you don't help people, right? But this is to do with you and your energy and what you take on. Is that when you are open to a lot of other people's problems and issues, without realizing it, sometimes we're taking on that energy, and that seeps into our energy. So then we feel a bit depleted afterwards, because whilst they've offloaded and given their problems to you, subconsciously you've also taken them on yourself. You might notice that when you come away from certain conversations, you feel like, oh God, I feel a bit exhausted now. So it's just, I feel for you. What I want to say is, I don't want to be too airy-fairy with it, because it's not me, but it's you being aware of your energy and doing some kind of protection. I don't want to call it a ritual, right? It sounds like we're witches here, dancing around the cauldron, and we're not. But it's practicing some kind of ritual or protection energy for yourself, to keep yourself and your energy clean and cleansed of other people's, right?
Right.
Because you are, I don't want to say this, but you are needed. You need it for your kids. You need it for your partner.
Yeah.
And to keep that energy about you, you need to make sure that you are only taking on what you can take on, and anything else needs to be shifted, or just for this moment, because I feel there's a lot of revitalization, re-energization needed for you and in your households.
Yeah.
Right. There needs to be an injection of something. Do I say positive? I don't know if I want to say that or not. Or at least healing in your home. Right.
Yep.
I want you to be in some really nice positive energy, is what I want. And I could sit here all afternoon and give you the tips and ways to do it, but I've not necessarily got the time to do it. But there are certain things that you can do just to fill your home with that light and with that positive energy. So you're sat in that energy rather than anything negative that's maybe going on. But I do want to start wrapping up here. But this lovely man that's come in, he thinks the world of you, and he knows that you are such a fabulous sense of support for his boy, but also for other people. He said, never, okay, thank you. Never lose your, he's not going to, this is my words, I mean, he wouldn't say this, it's a bit of a modern term, but never lose your sparkle, never lose your light. Don't let anyone else dim your light, right? Because without necessarily knowing it, you do help a lot of people just by being that listening ear, right? Or giving that advice. And if we can take a break, as in go on holiday or something like that, try to fit it in where you can, because I do feel like there's been a lot going on with you, and I just feel like a little break is needed.
I've just come back. I followed her.
Come back. All right.
Yeah.
We might need another one. I don't know.
I do, yeah.
I would say I'd go on holiday for a break and I come back and need another one. But just look after yourself, right? Yeah. Don't forget about you.
Yeah.
And that's how I'll leave that with you there, Kirsty. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Again, thank you for coming on, Kirsty, and allowing us to be a part of your life here for a few minutes. And another stonker there, David. Never more was there more proof that there's no such thing as in-law in spirit. It's that emotion, isn't it? Well, my friends, everyone's coming back. I will drop myself and everyone who's had a reading off just to make your life a little easier, David. And see you in the next side.
Right. Let's see. Right. Tara Tracy. Where am I going? Oh, Kazar is there as well. Let me see. Where am I going to? Right. I want to go back to I've got another female that's coming in. Tara. I feel like I want to go there. I don't know why. Hi, Tara. Tara, would you understand a younger female that's in spirit?
Younger, as in?
That would be on your level. So I'm like a sister, cousin, friends, that kind of level.
Right,
so
yeah.
Not a mother or a daughter. I feel like I've got someone on your... I said I've got a contemporary, if we put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Would that make sense?
It would, yeah.
And I feel quite fun with this girl, I will say.
Yeah.
But I feel quite sensitive with her as well.
Yeah.
So I know, not like it's done, I've got two sides to me, but I'm quite a sensitive girl, very friendly, but I also like to have a laugh. I like to have fun. Yeah. I like to go out and have a good old time, right?
Yeah.
And I feel there's a sense of, she liked her freedom, but there's also, how do I put it? She's sensible. Because I don't want to say that I'm reckless. I want to say that I like to go out and have a good time, but I can also be sensible about it, right?
Yeah.
Responsible is probably the better word, actually. I feel quite a responsible person. No, I'm not getting an age on her, but I do feel that if I put it this way, that her life was cut short, is how I feel. Very short. So I feel like I should have had a lot, actually very much, a lot of years left. Now, I don't know how she did pass. She's not telling me that, but I just feel the feeling is that there is that sense of I should have had a lot longer on this planet. But she's not, how do I say that? She's not relaxed about it, but there's no anger here with her. There's no resent. She doesn't feel like that kind of person, right? I don't want to be an angry person or vengeful or anything like that. It's just the acknowledgement of, oh, would you say it being very quick, her passing?
Yeah.
Or at least unexpected, because I feel like I'm here 1 minute and I'm gone when I don't expect it. And obviously it might sound obvious because she was young when she passed. But again, she's not going into detail about how she passed, but I just feel like she either passed when we didn't expect it or at a time where we thought, oh, no, she should have had longer.
Yeah.
Right. Was there a slight run up to her illness? Sorry, no. A slight illness and the run up to her death.
A run up to her death, yeah.
But it was because what she's making me feel is that I don't feel it's a long situation. Now she just keeps saying to me 6 months, and I don't know if it was a 6 month run up or 6 months is something else. But I just feel it wasn't like I was sick for 2 years and then passed. It doesn't feel like that. It feels shorter.
6 weeks.
Oh, 6 weeks. Okay. Yeah, I just knew it just didn't feel like I'm ill for years and years and then I've gone. And that's why it feels like it is such a shock, because we thought she'd have longer than that, not just 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then passed. Okay. Oh, okay. Just said, can you tell Tara not to get down on herself?
Yeah.
So can you tell her to stop it? So I'm just passing on what I'm hearing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, now she's waving a bottle of wine at me. I don't know if that's her with the wine or that's you, but I've got to wave a bottle of wine, right? And I kind of want to go, come on, let's have a cheers. Let's try and cheer her up. Because I do feel like she does feel that kind of person that would go, right, come on, and just cheer other people up. Even if she weren't feeling so great herself, it just feels like she feels quite a selfless person to me. Like she would help other people out. So like, come on, let's cheer them up. What are you saying to me? What's that? Right, I'm not getting a name. Would you understand the B initial?
Yeah.
Okay, just put that in my head, but I'm not getting the rest of what the name is. But there's a B that, sorry, a B that I have to reference there. Okay, all right. I'll tell her one thing at a time. Thank you. What do you want me to say first? Okay, I need to acknowledge September as being important. That's important for me to say that. And where are you taking me now? Then I need to go up to January as being another important month there as well. Okay. Right. Okay. The number 19 is also important.
Yeah.
Right. Just put that into my mind as being important as well. What are you doing? She's in my mind. I'm doing this because she's dancing in my head. And you know, the song I'm hearing, I don't know if this is significant or whether it's just getting symbolically for dancing. I'm hearing that song, Dance Yourself Dizzy. And I'm not going to sing it, but I can't remember who sung it. Nick might know. But Dance Yourself Dizzy, it's a very old, is it 80s, that song? It might be. Dance Yourself Dizzy. But that's what I want to do. I'm just up here. I'm having a lovely time. I'm dancing. Not really caring what people are thinking when they look at me as I'm dancing. I'm doing what I want. Oh. And I've also got to... She always made an effort when she went out. And it's feel like that Nick said by Liquid Gold. I can hear the song in my head, but I'm not... You can Google it afterwards or something. I'm not... I don't want to sing it at you. And I almost feel that that's how I want to be remembered. Is to remember me that way. And sometimes that's because if their appearance changed towards the end, Oh, am I still there?
Yeah.
Oh, don't tell me frozen. Don't tell me frozen.
I can still see you and hear you.
We can still see you and hear you.
You can. I've frozen on my screen.
Yeah.
Someone tried to
Yeah,
call
we
me.
can still hear you.
All right. So yeah, I don't know if her appearance changed towards the end. And the only reason I'm saying that is because when spirits say to her, remember me this way as I'm dressed or what have you, that's normally symbolic to say, this is how I look now. Remember me this way. The last thing I'll say, Tara, is what she just said is, can you tell her, I know I've already mentioned about not getting down on yourself, but she said, please tell her not to lose her sparkle, to bring that life back to her. And it's almost like I see in my mind symbolically, I see that it's like I'm looking at an old boiler with the little flame inside. It's like if I look at that at the minute, it might feel a little bit like the little flame in there is a little bit little, and she wants you to turn that flame up and that flame to burn bright back inside of you again. So it's like she's trying to say, try and find yourself again. Try and find that that sense of fun and just feeling a bit lighter, and tell yourself, I am worth it. I know what my worth is. I know what my value is, and no one else can tell me otherwise. Otherwise, I don't know what. She's putting affirmations in my mind. So I don't know if you do affirmations, Tara, or not. But I don't tend to necessarily do them myself. But there's something about her wanting you to tell yourself, in whatever way that is, that you are good enough, and to find that way of getting that life back into your eyes again. An affirmation that I use, even when I'm coming on to do something like this or to do a private reading or whatever, I use the either 3 C's or the CEE, which is I'm confident, I'm energized, and I'm empowered, and that gets me into the zone to do this. So you can take that if you will. But really, she's a lovely girl, but she really wants you to, like she keeps doing in my head, dancing with this bottle of wine in her hand, is you to find that fun again. So Tara, thanks for working with me, and I shall leave that there with you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Beautiful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I am an 80s boy, and it was by Liquid Gold, and it's available on YouTube for you to have a listen to. I'm 46 tomorrow. I don't like it. Right, let's get.
That's it tomorrow.
Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. I don't want to think about it. Right, here we go. Let's thank you, Tara, for sharing your life with us, and I'll get out of the way again.
Okay, so let's see. So I've frozen on my screen, so I'm trusting you can still hear me and see me, because on my screen, I'm like this, which is really lovely to look at. But I won't refresh, I've got to come back in. So we'll work with what we have. Okay, let's see. So Tracy.
Yeah.
Would you understand that? I don't know if I've got I don't know if it is mum or grandmother that I've got here that was quite particular on how she'd liked things in her home.
I'm not sure. My mum's still here.
Right, I don't want to put her in spirit because she's not there yet. Would you understand, if it's not mother, would you understand a grandmother in spirit who I feel quite particular about my house and my home and keeping it tidy and not liking things out of place?
Yeah.
Because that's what I've heard in my head first, is that this lady very much took care of her home, was very proud of her home, and worked very hard for it.
Yeah.
So because of that, she liked to have things kept in their place, didn't like untidiness or dirt. Well, I don't know what to say. Because I feel like I'm constantly sweeping the floor or hoovering the floor, because I don't want dirt. I don't like dust. I like it tidy.
See, I might struggle to remember because
Okay.
I was only young
Only
when
young.
this one passed.
All right, that's fine. But you understand which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. I've just had Dad shouted at me as well in my mind. So I don't know if I've got Dad coming through, whether this is Dad's mum, but I've heard Dad being said to me as well. Right?
Yeah.
Is Dad in spirit, Tracy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll see if he wants to come in as well. But I'm very clear. I just had that put into my mind. And you want to understand Dad being a smoker.
In his younger days.
Well, it's gone back to it, I think, because I've just seen that in my mind. I feel it on my chest a little bit. But how do I put that? I think I've got Dad coming in as well. Let's try and get your character, my friends. Come on. Okay. I would want to say, if I'm correct with Dad that I've got, I feel quite a hands-on man with Dad.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I want to, thank you, because he keeps showing me his hands, so I know that's how he's trying to get that into my mind. Not afraid of it. Oh, but Dad worked really hard anyway, because I just heard I'm not afraid of a bit of hard work, you know. So I know I'm stuck in. And so what I want to do is roll my sleeves up as well.
Yeah.
And get stuck in. I mean, just that Dad being quite a popular man.
Yeah, definitely.
Like a lot of people knew him. He knew a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I've got that, and I've got a lot because I feel quite social with him as well. So I've got a lot of people here that I kind of when I want to talk to and be involved with, and and I feel, would it make sense if I said Dad could keep you entertained for hours?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Thank you. It's just what I want to make sure I've got his character and personality right, so I know that I've got your Dad here as well. Not to dismiss this lady, but Dad's kind of want to jump in now and do a bit more of the talking. But yeah, I do feel very very welcoming with Dad. Feel very social. I can entertain you for hours. So really got that quite a light-hearted personality. I feel that Dad's got here. He meant business. I will say that as well. I thought he meant business when he meant it, but I don't feel I've got a harsh man or a really loud man here. I just feel really nice, feel light-hearted, like people, entertainable, all that kind of thing. Now, how do I put that? Because that sounds obvious, but I feel real, and this is going to sound obvious, but because of the way Dad was and his energy and personality and his character, I feel really saddened by his passing. Because it's not just, and that sounds obvious because we are going to be, but it's not just because it's not physically here, but he brought a certain energy to people and to the family, and people really miss that energy because when you walked into a room and he was there, you would know because he kind of, I feel like I lifted the spirits.
Yeah.
For lack of a better phrase, but I feel like I did that. Oh, okay. There were a lot of people at his funeral, Tracy.
Yeah, there was.
Because I feel like I've got hundreds here. That might sound that we're overly doing it, but there's just got a lot of people.
There was a lot outside as well.
Oh, it keeps giving me 200, so I don't know if there was at least 200 or something like that. I don't know, but I keep.
I'm not sure.
That's all right.
But there was a lot.
But there was a lot. He's talking to me about it. Oh, why am I hearing that song? I don't know if this is symbolic or whether it's significant. I'm hearing that song, "You'll Never Walk Alone."
Right.
So I don't know if that is significant somewhere or whether that's symbolic, saying to
symbolic,
you
I reckon.
that you'll never walk alone because I am still here.
Yeah.
Right. So it could just be that's just what I've heard put in my head. But I've heard a very smart man where he's presenting to me because I know I've got my white shirt on, nicely ironed, and I look the part. So that's how I always presented was always important, and how people saw me, right, and how he presented himself, and that's how to remember him because that's who he was. That's what he wants. So my death doesn't define me. I am who I was, how you remember me. Before that. What are you doing? It's talking to me about a whisper. And I don't know what that is. I don't know whether he whispers something to you or you whisper something to him as he's passing, or whether you do get that sensation in your ear yourself physically. So I feel like I want to whisper something, and it's not loud in my head. It's just a slight whisper that it keeps talking about. So if that's how you connect to spirit, where you have had that sensation or that feeling.
Yes, I have.
You have. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because then that's, for me, his way of acknowledging that when you feel that, you're not going completely mad, right, as you sometimes do, but that's Dad just trying to come close to you there. And I don't know if it's particularly in your left ear, because my left ear keeps being touched there. Yeah, but she keeps, how he puts that to me there. Now, Dad is wanting to give you an abundance of healing here, Tracy, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like I want to go, where am I going? I want to go to your lower back and your legs, particularly with healing, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing it, just to give you an idea of how I see it, I get colours from spirit, and he's giving me this colour green, and that is my healing colour, because I do healing as well. So green is my healing colour, and it's putting all around your lower part, all around your legs, all that kind of thing there as well.
Yeah.
I feel, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I feel like I want to bring down some inflammation around those areas as well. Because Dad wants you to be, I don't know if you are in any pain, hopefully you're not, but he wants to reduce any pain or discomfort that you carry.
Yeah.
Dad being Dad, he wants to make sure his girl's all right, right? Okay, would you understand the month of March as being important, Tracy?
His birthday.
His birthday, okay. Let's just put March very quickly into my mind there. Oh, and what day? Okay. Again, I'm going to give you a day of the week, and I understand if you don't remember it, because days, we don't. Months we can remember, but days we don't always remember. But it's put a Wednesday in my mind as being significant. So something that's happened either the day he passed, the last day you saw him, but a Wednesday seems to be a significant thing here that links it.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that.
That's all right. That's all right, because days can be a bit, some people might say a bit too specific, but I always say if they give me something, I just say it. So if you're not sure, it's all right.
Oh, a Wednesday was his funeral, I'm sure.
All right, thank you. So I know that's just important for him to call out and recognise. And I will, thank you. I will say, and I will say it's sometimes a bit strange when they do talk about their funerals. But I want to say that he felt a lot of respect during his funeral.
Yeah.
He felt that the way it was done was respectful, and he just felt in spirits, he finally understood how much he was respected here in earthly life. Like, people didn't go around those days saying, "Oh, I really respect you," but he felt that respect and how it was done. But it's just said, can you tell her I am at peace and I am having a well-deserved rest.
Yeah, I
can. Very busy, your dad. So he's up there with his feet up, having a well-earned rest. With his other friend, I want to say there's a lot of friends he's got with him as well.
Yeah, it will have.
A lot of the boys up there. The boys, I want to say the boys, but there's a lot of the boys up there with him there as well. So Dad just sends you lots of love here, Tracy. Lots of healing from him as well. And this lovely lady wanted to come in as well, just to give her.
I think it's his mum.
His mum, yeah. That wouldn't surprise me then if they came in that way together.
Yeah.
Also to show her face and give her £2 worth as well. So you know that you've got that spiritual support.
Yeah.
There as well. So that, Tracy, I would say thank you, look after yourself. And thank you for working with me.
Yeah, and thank you so much, David. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful, beautiful message there. And again, Tracy, thank you for sharing some of your private world with us here to prove survival. And I've just got to say, there's one phrase in this way of life that usually bugs me, unless I see it demonstrated in a way that people can understand it. Whenever we hear that phrase in development, go back and get more. That's what we're talking about. That this feels really, really skittish. Oh, I'm not sure. This is a bit of a cliche, but to go back and find out why it's being done just adds that depth of connection, which you got right there. So thank you for being with us on that one, Tracy and David. Beautiful message there. Are you all right for one more?
Yes, I think.
Right. Right, I'll just pop you in the green room, Tracy. You can go and have a coffee with everyone else in the green room, and I'll get out the blooming way.
Kaza,
Hello.
hello. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Let me, oh dear. Where's that come from? Right. Now, Kaza, I've connected with you quite a few times, and usually your partner comes through, right? But
Yes.
my mind is trying to bring someone else in, if I can, right? Now, as I've just sat here, almost coughing, would you understand the gentleman in spirit who had issues with their chest?
I do, yes.
Deary me, that's come from. I've not coughed all morning. That's just come on me. So, and I know it's coming from a gentleman. So this is going to be lung issues. I feel I've got here. Sometimes it can be a smoker's cough they put on me, but sometimes it can just be they had a lung issue, whatever that lung issue might be, right? And I don't know who it is. Both, okay. Right, come on then. Come on. Right, you're confused. You've confused me. Not you, because I want to say, I want to go to an older man, right? But the way he's presenting is not as an old man. So I'm trying to get in my head who, because he doesn't look like a granddad. Or that might be, but it's just not as presenting. So it could be one of those situations where it's an older man, but as you know, sometimes the spirit, they present themselves as a slightly younger version because they don't want to be seen as being an old man, right? Give me some more. And would you understand this man being a bit stubborn?
Yes, very.
Because I'm asking him, so come on, give me more, and he's kind of just looking at me like, well, what do you want me to say? So I know there's a slight stubbornness. That's why I asked about the stubbornness, because it's felt that way to me. I'm like, come on. Okay. I almost feel like I want to say, yeah, I'll talk when you can talk when you're spoken to, that kind of thing. Right, come on. Right, I am going to ask who it is so I can try and build up the connection here. Who is this person to you, Kaza?
It's my papa, my granddad.
Oh, so it is. Okay, all right. Right, come on, granddad. Give me... Would you understand, Kaza, that sometimes he was a bit difficult to communicate with as a person?
Yes.
Because a term that keeps being put into my mind that I want to say is it feels a little bit like pulling teeth times, trying to communicate. And I don't make it sound like he's a horrible person. It's not. It's just got that sense of, you know, don't ask me silly questions and that kind of thing. Because some people like that, don't ask silly questions. Just no, ask something sensible. Because I feel that he didn't suffer fools. Calling your papa, right? He didn't suffer fools. This one.
Yep.
So, you know, if you're gonna have a conversation, let's make it, you know, an important one. I don't, from what I'm feeling, I could be wrong. I don't know if what I'm doing as in a medium would be something that he would understand.
He wouldn't believe, his son doesn't believe in it, which is my dad. He wouldn't believe in
Okay.
it.
That's what I'm, because it's very much like, come on, let's talk about it. And it's like, what is this kind of thing? I feel like I'm quite happy as a person. I'm sat in my chair. Looks like an armchair to me. That's where I feel I want to be. That I'm happy, sat here in my place, on my, I almost want to say like on my throne. Like, this is my, you know, my domain. This is my area, right? And I'm quite happy here. Thank you. Right, I know we're in October, but it does pull my mind to this month. So I don't know if there's a birthday, passing, or anniversary, or something important in this month. Because you just said October to me, and it's too obvious to be that we're just in October. There's got to be another meaning for it.
My sister's birthday's October.
Your sister. Okay, so I know that's important. You said it's October. And I got you number 16 as well, Kaza. So if that's the 16th of a month, or 16 is important somewhere else, but number 16 has been put into my mind. It feels to me more like it's a date of a month or something like that.
His birthday was the 16th.
Thank you. So that's just how he's identified himself a little bit more. He just said, what else do you need? He's trying to give these little bits here, saying, well, what else do you need then? Because she knows it's me. All right. He's shown me a stick, like a walking stick. Were there mobility issues with him as well?
Yes, there was.
Okay. Because it's got it by his side. As I'm seeing him, although he sat down in his chair, he's got it by his side. He keeps tapping it on his leg, and he keeps putting it there. All right, that's fine. Because I was asking him for more, give me something just extra, and it just quickly flashed that walking stick into my mind. I don't know if he was a man of many words or compliments. So I'm asking him, okay, just give us a message. Let's give Kaza something to think about. And all I've heard him say is, she's doing splendid.
Thank you.
That's it. Very simple. She's doing splendid. He doesn't seem like a gushy person, like someone who's going to sit and be complimentary like that. Do you know what I mean? So I think for him just to say that, he's done all right. No, she's doing. That's it. She's doing. Oh, okay. She's doing splendid, and she knows that. She knows that she's not alone. That's the last thing he said. She knows that she's not alone. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I could definitely take that.
Because she's not stupid, you know. And it's very saying that very straight faced and very almost like I'm calling you stupid or something. So, and she's not stupid, you know. And I think what it's linking to is obviously acknowledgement of, you know what you're doing. You know that there is more to this than we see. And that's, I feel, is what is linking that to. that you know what's going on. You're very much aware of what goes on around you. You're not a silly person. Oh, okay. You're talking a bit more now. Thanks. And it's like, okay. And you're starting to finally see through the veil of things. So when people put certain perceptions in place, you can see, or make you try and see certain things, you can see through it.
Yes.
And that's where it's going with that. So with that, Kaza, I'm going to leave your papa's love with you. Thank you.
Wonderful,
Thank you so
wonderful,
the stare
wonderful.
would tell you what you want.
Yeah, because it's very like deadpan. That's it.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And yeah, it does prove that even those that don't like communicating, you can still wangle something out of them.
Yeah.
What a wonderful, wonderful message. And I completely agree. Yes, the veil is definitely lifting with this one. Let's bring everyone back for the final goodbye, because we are coming to the end of our demonstration of mediumship and our afternoon together. But I want to thank you, David, for a wonderful, wonderful demonstration. Absolute proof. And congratulations on getting through it with all the technical issues that we have had. You know, every time we have a demo online, because this is relatively new software to me as well. It's cheaper, but it also is from it's got other functions like the chat. Let's bring everyone at home back in. Being able to bring the chat up on the screen for everybody is something that has always been important to bringing everyone in. Like, for instance, being able to bring it up here as well. Like, hello, Dawny. I try my best, darling. Hope Danica's enjoying herself too. It's about the community. It's about bringing people together. It's about taking the QR code off of David's face, so that we can see his lovely smile. But it is all about community, and your mediumship, David, definitely backs that up in terms of the way you work and the evidence and the bringing together. And I love just watching the faces of people getting their messages while I'm sitting in the background panicking that I've pressed the wrong button. So thank you, David, for a wonderful afternoon
No,
together.
thank
Ladies
you.
and gentlemen, David Hale, bravo. And we're getting the conversations there coming in, of course, in the chat as well. Obviously, Dawny, I hope work's going well now you're back there. Amy Courtney, David is amazing. Linda, hello, Mum. Be speaking to you soon. Been great, thank you. Sue Perry, thank you, David. Glad I nipped on. There you go, you see. What more can you say for that? So, thank you all. Let's join together and close this afternoon in prayer. As we say, Great Spirit, Divine, Universal Source of all, we thank you. We thank you for this opportunity to unite under a banner of love, of hope, of friendship, to witness that proof and that truth that life is indeed eternal. Let us take with us that message of joy, unity, and reconnection out into the world. And in times of difficulty and in great strain, we ask you not to move the mountain. Just give us the strength to climb. Until we meet again, in your name. Amen.
Amen.
And just a little reminder in terms of the techie stuff, let's hope I don't push the wrong button again. Should you wish to follow what's going on with the wonderful, wonderful family that is Little Port and the Independent Spiritualist Alliance, this is a QR code that can help you find our Facebook chat group and page. And if you want to see some spiritual bits and bobules on words and technical spirit stuff, very much in a similar vein, I might say, of what David has been talking about today. We do have a blog called newtet.blog, where you can read bits about spirit and the technical side of it, in terms of our philosophy and way of life. Oh, hello, Joanne. Well, it wouldn't be you if you weren't a couple of minutes behind schedule. And there's Cherry Ann as well. And Noel, Great reading, thank you. And Joanne, bless you. You got here in the end. You always do. David, what's next for you? Where can people find you next?
All over the place. And November's very busy. I can't remember all the dates. But on my website, I have a calendar so people can find out where I am. November, there's quite a lot of special events. I've got a charity event, and then 4 other events. One with Bill Hughes in Bognor Regis. So any of you are in Bognor Regis, me and Bill Hughes will be there on the 23rd of November. That date I remember. Other ones I can't remember. But yeah, lots going on. But yeah, it's all on my calendar on my website.
And what is your website address, good sir?
It's davidhmedium.co.uk.
Nice and easy. That's how we like
That's
it.
it.
Thank you. Thank you, David. And thank you to everyone who came on and bared their soul in front of the universe today. I will say thank you all for your time. God bless you all. And to everyone at home, we'll